Brutality episode 80. We are back. We were off for 2 weeks. We had herds of people upset that we were taking weeks off.
That's true.
But we need a break. We need a
every
break.
now and
Everybody
then,
needs a break.
Every now and then we need a break, and it comes back and helps us be fresh again.
Well, hell, John Cena's taking a break, and they didn't even mention on Raw.
That's true.
I guess he gets beat by Alberto Del Rio, and he just leaves.
He just disappears. And he'll be back.
What about the hustle, loyalty, and respect?
He'll be back at the end of December to hustle, loyalty, respect his way back onto the title.
But that's all right. We got John Cena 2.0 right on Raw, right on the main stage, right in the middle, beginning and end.
They didn't skip a step at all.
They didn't. They just missed a little bit of this. They turned this into that and believe what?
Suffering succotash.
Well, let's get started with some ringside news right here
As
on
always.
part one. And some of the news that come out, I
didn't know about this. That's very
I like it, and I would love it. Would JR be interested in returning to WWE developmental?
And he says, of course. He started the developmental program years ago and has always enjoyed that aspect of the business. I mean, remember years ago when he started it, and who was the very first trainer? Mr. Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Oh, yes.
Trained the likes of The Rock and Mark Henry and Kurt Angle, even training Stephanie and Shane and Vince. So, you know, JR helped start all that stuff because he was in charge of talent relations at that time.
Yes.
But will WWE bring him back in that kind of capacity? I think they're just going to use him in doing roles on DVDs and stuff, asking him questions and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So that way he can still do his own stuff. He can still do his podcast. He can still do his
one-man shows.
One-man shows and stuff like that. And he could do his barbecues and all that kind of
Still
stuff.
sell his barbecue stuff. But
They do.
But it would be good. I mean, he has a great mind for the business.
I think he would be one of those that would be good, like those guest trainer type things. He'd be good to come in and talk to the class.
Yes.
You know, occasionally, like Goldust just came in the other day, and he did a guest training spot. And I think that would be good for him just to come in and talk about your etiquette, talk about your talking, and talk about just different aspects of what he knows about for being behind the scenes and being commentary and stuff like that. So
because not everybody's going to be a wrestler.
No, because a lot of those people are not going to make it as wrestlers.
And we need some commentators.
Look at Byron Saxton and look at Corey Graves. They started as wrestlers, and now they have come into their own as commentators. The same thing with David Otunga. No longer a wrestler. No. He just does the pre-show with Corey Graves and Scott Stafford.
Yes.
So, you know, it's a natural transition. You have to be able to talk in wrestling because that's half the battle.
Yes, because you may not make it here, but your talking gets you over here. And you could be in this part a whole lot longer than you could be in this part.
Exactly. You could sit down and talk until you daggum Bruno Sammartino's age. Because he did commentary for a long time. But just look at, like...
Don't you look okay, because WWE
exactly. You gotta have the look. But look at...
These two mugs
we would not work.
Wouldn't make it, I'm sorry.
But look at Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
He would be one of the ones that's going to be a commentator.
Or a good manager if they would decide.
Yes, a great one.
When are they going to turn that corner? I mean, they've done a lot of things, but I wonder if they turn that corner and bring in more managers.
You got 2 managers and 2 valets. One refuses to call himself a manager, he's an advocate.
Yes, but we know who he is.
Zeb Coulter is a manager who's got a scooter.
Who's back?
He is back.
You wondered for weeks and weeks.
I've been talking about it on this show.
Where is Zeb? Where is Zeb?
It's an old dirty Dutch.
Zeb is back.
He is back.
And he come back with a bombshell.
He did, bringing Alberto Del Rio to come and take the U.S. or the Mex-America Championship away from John Cena.
Yeah, got pinned clean.
He did.
How many times that happened? Not many.
Not very many. What, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, I heard it?
Yeah, now Alberto Del Rio. Wow, short list. Brock.
Yes, of course.
Very short list of people beating John
Triple
Cena.
H probably even cheated.
So
yes, I mean, yeah, talking about that, I mean, Enzo would be a great manager, but like I said, you got Paul, you got Zeb, and then you got Lana and Summer Rae. That's it.
That is it.
So you got two managers, 2 valets, and you're done.
I mean, yes. Now you know we talk about NXT, talking about bringing in all kinds of talent. We talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Evolve. WWE and Evolve working together.
Yes, the brand is covered underneath the WWN Live. They have many promotions that is basically like a the WWE Network almost.
Right.
You go on WWN Live, I think WWNLive.com.
It's on the Roku, I know for sure.
Yes, and it's on their own website. can't really do it on my phone because you have to have a certain flash player and all that kind of junk. But anyway, you can go on there and you can watch all kinds of different promotions under that one umbrella. And their main promotion, they have Dragon Gate USA and Evolve is like their main two. And now they had Evolve 49 and Evolve 48 and 49, I believe it was, or 49 and 50.
No, that's 48 49.
48 and 49. Because they have two back to back. They always have two. Because coming up in November, they're going to have Evolve 50 and 51, and it's going to be in Ybor City, Florida, and Orlando, Florida, back to back. They're doing shows there because I found out because one of my favorites, Tony Nese, is going to be in Florida, and they don't have the money to go.
Well, your boy Tony Nese, his picture and name was on the WWE.com.
And I know, it's pretty awesome. You know, he was the one got thrown by Bray Wyatt into Roman Reigns.
I mean,
so they're looking at those guys. So maybe
could he be part of the future of NXT?
That was the article, right, about the future of NXT. But yes, what we were talking about with Evolve 49 was Sami Zayn appeared in the ring after Evolve 49. I was assuming after the show went off.
Yeah,
after the pay-per-view, because they can't show him on the show. No. But it was just
even though we're going to loan you.
Yes, because basically what they did was it helps Evolve. They probably charged extra for you to come in and meet him and get pictures and autographs. Oh, yeah. So it helps them make more money.
And plus he's going to be on the show, so hey, you better come in and see him.
Exactly. He's going to be there live, so you want to come there live. Plus, hey, you get autographs and pictures with him, so that helps WWN live. It helps Evolve make more money, and it also helps WWE to look better to that type of environment, to the indie environment. Those fans will love him then, you know. So yes, Sami Zayn teased big things between WWE and WWN live.
That's all Hunter there. That's not Vince.
Yes, that's not Vince at all, because Vince basically said, hey, you take this NXT thing and you make it your own and you do your own thing.
And when it comes big, then I'll take credit for it.
Exactly.
Because I knew it from the get-go that this NXT thing of yours is gonna take off, son. It's gonna take off.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and this next thing is very interesting to me because, you know, they taped all these TNA televisions before all this happened.
What's it called again? The World Title Series Tournament.
And James Storm said he didn't even know he was a part of. He was just wrestling matches.
That's what a lot of people do. Oh, this is good. When we do this, when we do this, we'll just mix them all together.
I think it was just the commentary afterwards, and all the commentary's got to say is, hey, guess what happens here? They get points, and they get points. It's the post-commentary stuff that they do in the studio later on.
Yeah.
They just say, hey, y'all are going to wrestle, and we'll come up with something later on.
We'll throw a graphic up there that people know this is part of the World Title Series.
Exactly. So basically, this guy, he was in the matches, and then after they got done filming, he got in trouble with the law. They suspended this man.
Slapped his girlfriend around.
They suspended this man, and he was not on their live pay-per-view, The Bound for Glory, because he was still in trouble, still suspended, because that one was actually filmed live in North Carolina, but yet he was on the front of the poster, like on the very front. So now, this guy, I don't know if they threw some money at this person, but apparently the charges of strangulation and false imprisonment were dropped against the suspended TNA star Bram, whose real name is Thomas Latmere.
Who is getting divorced from Charlotte.
He's getting divorced from Charlotte, whose real name is Ashley, and now he's with a woman named Ashley, who said all this stuff, because everybody thought it was Charlotte. They're like, this is weird.
She's been beat up.
But TNA issued a statement that Bram will now be reinstated.
And be a part of the World Title Series!
Because, here's the thing, they've got people like Kenny King in the World Title Series, who's not with the company
anymore. Yeah, he's in Ring of Honor.
They've got people like James Storm, who's not part of the company anymore.
Who's working for NXT.
But yet he's in the World Title Series. So eventually, those people, they're going to have to say, okay, well,
they have to find matches and get where they get booted out.
Well, basically, as long as the other people in their group of four get more points than them,
the top two get moved on to a tournament.
Exactly. So they could easily knock out Kenny King. They could easily knock out James Storm just because they don't have matches taped. So obviously they don't make enough points. So as long as the other three people in their tournament make more. But here's the thing: you have to face people in the tournament, so it's kind of an odd number is to have 3. You have to have those 4 in that bracket face each other. That's why you don't have a Gail Kim versus a James Storm. You have Gail Kim facing people in the women's group.
Until she gets in the tournament of the World Title Series!
Exactly. She like throw that up on the screen. It'd be hilarious.
So, yeah, so who is she? What unlucky person is she going to beat?
Yeah.
Or Kong? What man is going to be destroyed
you know, those
in
two,
the tournament?
Those 2 women are the ones that are going to make it.
If they make it, yeah. Right now, she's not winning points.
But yeah, so Bram is back. Whoopity dog doo doo.
Yeah.
Also,
Paolo come and bite you in the butt.
that's true. Also, we'll skip this one and then go to the next one. Let's see, DA, and it makes me think of a bad word, but anyway, they are the DAs.
Destination America
Makes changes in their front office, ladies and gentlemen. One of the main higher-up people for the Destination America television station is gone, and he's working with the Science Channel, I believe, now. Have fun with that.
Get over there, science dude!
But he was in charge of like programming things like that, and he was the one.
Don't like it. I'll keep this.
Exactly.
Don't like it. More Bigfoot, please. Yes, don't like that. Wrestling. Get it off
He
my
must work for the people at TNT.
He must.
But anyway,
It's Mike.
in that too. So we're going dark here. Anyway,
But
they made changes in the front office. So what does that mean for TNA and Ring of Honor?
it means yay for maybe them.
Maybe, because the new person, this person here was the one that said no to wrestling and we're getting rid of them.
Goodbye.
So now they're gone.
Take your little Ring of Honor with you when you go out the door.
Exactly. So now they're gone. So the possibility is the person that's now in that position may be okay with wrestling because the thing is, it does cost a lot of money to produce TNA television, but not Ring of Honor because they're in just tiny places.
Right.
With no pyro and things of that nature. Maybe that's what TNA needs to go downward and go in that direction.
They go downward, everything else.
Exactly.
Might as well. Pyro, you're out the door. Sorry, Jacques. No more pyro from you.
Exactly. So that's the thing. I mean, they're saying that it costs a lot of money to run TNA programming. But the thing is, TNA and Ring of Honor are 2 of the highest rated shows on their network. So why would you get rid of those things? Yeah, costs a lot of
you're
money.
stupid.
That's true. Costs a lot of money to initially produce it. But does it help you when it comes to... Because I even read where a advertiser called up and said that they wanted, from Destination America, they wanted to put their advertisement on during the wrestling show, and the people said that starting in this such month, that they would no longer have it anymore.
January, February.
Yeah, something like that. So that's the thing. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Not smart.
You know, these people are wanting to put their advertisement in that time slot. So give them that opportunity.
That's true.
So we may have that.
So they stay around, which is good for everybody. If TNA stays around, we know we joke on TNA, but if they stay around, it's good.
It helps the business. I mean,
Ring of Honor, really good. Great for Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Because, I'm sorry, Ring of Honor may be fine somewhere about
but
equal.
they still have
TNA,
Sinclair
you're not going
Broadcasting.
up.
Right.
You're going to go down.
Ring of Honor still has Sinclair Broadcasting, so they're still, what's the word for it?
Safe?
No,
Good. Have networks, TV networks?
not network. You get where you go around. You have different stations all over the place.
Yes,
Not
yes.
just one network.
No, it's different. Yeah.
There's a word for that.
Syndication.
Syndication.
They're working together,
Exactly.
folks.
They have syndication, so they're not not going to lose television if they get off Destination America. So they're going to be all right. Next, popular WWE Tough Enough contestant reportedly signs with WWE. Yes, this is true. This person has reported the performance center.
And we figured that out.
Yes, I mean, that was going to happen. They gave a lot of the Tough Enough people a second chance, and they looked at them, and they've actually hired more than just this person. This person is Patrick Clark, the young 19-year-old
Here's a smart
upstart.
thing. After watching I've watched just one episode of Breaking Ground.
Yes.
It is so much better, 10 times better than Tough Enough. For goodness sakes, if you want to continue something, continue that with people.
Yes.
And say, you're gone, you made it, you're not going to make it. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot better. That's just one episode.
And that even okay, you could still do it where, like on Tough Enough, where they were like eliminate people. Okay, you don't have to, have all the voting stuff on there for that. But you can just have, Canyon Seaman, whatever that guy's name is, come and say, hey, you're not going to make it right now.
I don't think it's Cameron Seaman.
It is Canyon Seaman.
It's Canyon Seaman?
That's what I said. Canyon Seaman. That's his name.
I would change my name tomorrow, if not today.
The guy on there that at the very end of that first episode,
we took you in the back room.
He took him into that room. His last name was Seaman. That's kind of worse.
That is pretty bad.
Anyway, but he walked in. His name is Canyon Seaman. He's the one that says that's the worst part of my job is at the fire.
What do you know what to run into? A canyon of semen.
Exactly.
It's worse. It's not as bad as the World Title Series.
That's true. But anyway, he could say, hey, we're not going to use you right now, and all they're going to do is just not film him.
The show is so good. I pay no attention to the guy's awful name.
That's true, apparently.
That is.
And William Shatner didn't do this whole, William Shatner. He actually talked normal a little bit.
Come to Orlando, Florida, to see the NXT.
He actually sounded normal on there. That's good. And it added to the suspense.
Now when I watch the second episode, I almost think it's Cameron Seaman. Canyon. Who better than Canyon?
Not Seaman.
No.
Anyway.
Yes.
So they added.
We haven't missed anything in the last 2 weeks. Was off. We just dragged right on here.
That's true. But this guy here, Patrick Clark, was added. Plus Mata from the Egyptian guy. And then they've got some more people coming into NXT, into the Performance Center. They have a new guy from Australia. I'm not going to try to say it's like Christopher Atkins, maybe.
They do a lot of people from Australia. I noticed that too.
Daria from Tough Enough, the one that was MMA.
Yeah.
That came out all bisexual. They have a new one from Brazil.
And this way, going to the Performance Center,
yes,
you can definitely tell if you're going to make it or not.
That's true. Now this person, I'm not going to try to say their name because they're from Brazil and it's very hard to say. Of course, Josh, who won Tough Enough. I don't know why they added him on this list because he's already there. Like I said, Patrick Clark. And then they have a set of twins, Ural and Gabriel E-A-L-Y. That's what I said. E-A-Y. It's weird. Something like that. And they're from Milwaukee.
Woo! Wisconsin girls.
That's right. They're guys.
But Wisconsin guys.
It's because it's not Gabrielle, it's Gabriel.
Oh.
But anyway, and then someone from Boston named Christopher Garrod, Dallas Harper. They're changing his last name.
They are.
From Ohio.
Ohio!
Adrian something From Leban. Where in the world is that from? Lebanon. I don't know these places. Sarah Lee, of course. She. That's why they called her Hope. She's from Hope, Michigan. I didn't even know that was the reason why. That's funny. ZZ, of course, we know because you hear him on the Breaking Ground show.
Yeah, you hear him in the back.
Daniel Mata. He trained under Matt Capitelli. Remember Matt Capitelli?
I remember Matt.
He had the brain cancer. He is the OVW trainer now. That's pretty cool. And then another guy. And then
19 people, folks.
19 total. Amanda, of course, we know she's
going on to the Total Diva show.
Richard Swan, who on the Indies is called Rich Swan, and one of those names on there, I believe, but he goes under a different name in the Indies. His name Biff Busick.
Yeah, I'll say
Busick. They both, Rich Swan and Biff, have both go on to an NXT live event already, and that's kind of like. You don't have to be on NXT television. They try you out on the live events in Florida just to see how you do. And that's almost like developmental before developmental.
That's true.
You could be in the Performance Center for a couple of years, like that Italian guy that they showed on there.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that guy ever.
No.
Yeah. So you could be in a Performance Center, and we're not going to know who you are. And that's developmental. NXT television is its own brand.
Yeah.
Developmental is the Performance Center.
Work your butt off.
Exactly. So it's different. So 19 new people, and they joined a group of 57 men and women training out of the Performance Center already. 57 other people on top of 19. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's why they got all those trainers.
A lot of cuts.
They teased a cut. So Monday night after Raw, will the cut happen? And I don't think if it's that Italian guy, it's not. He's not getting cut because he was on the most recent live event that Rich and them were on. Rich and Biff were on. He was wrestling somebody, I can't remember who it was, but I saw a picture of him. So he's still around. But we do know already, spoiler alert, we do know that the not commentator, but the backstage interviewer woman is gone.
Yeah, she's gone. We saw that.
But she's on Breaking Ground still.
Yeah,
so
trying as a wrestler, yeah.
They haven't caught up yet to that. But they've already released her in real time. They've already released her. So that's going to be interesting.
Which, I mean...
Not really missing much. They need to have something for Eva Marie when she quits wrestling.
Exactly, because...
That needs to be very soon. She can do interviews, nobody cares. The last thing on Ringside News this week is about
Because you saw when she was supposed to be in Paris?
Yes.
Yeah, they just sent her to Walt Disney World and told her she's in Paris. She knew no difference.
She knew no different.
Hey, the Eiffel Tower behind me. I'm in Paris.
They put a green screen or something there and said, "Hey, there it is." But
she's a smart cookie.
But you know, she actually did go with the ladies from Total Divas to go to Paris. They actually did do a trip to film it for Total Divas. But lastly, on this show today, on part one is about King Barrett. He talked about his WWE future.
And about a couple weeks ago, before we took a break.
So we already know this is happening. He said he would really like to go into the tag team division.
And somebody listened.
Exactly. So
and maybe WWE, and they listened.
Maybe they actually listened to him because they knew that they didn't have nothing for him as a singles wrestler. Says, who do you think would be a good partner? We already know he is teaming up with Sheamus. Do they have a tag team name?
No, they do not.
The European Connection.
European Connection, European Nation.
There you go, something. But I do think it'll work. They came up together. They did. They came up together.
It worked.
Down in Florida.
It gives them something to do.
It does.
It makes the tag division a little bit better.
It does. I mean, Sheamus can easily lose this Money in the Bank briefcase, and it wouldn't skip a beat. He could just go back into being a tag team guy.
And it keeps him out of that. Don't worry about it. He's in the tag division right now, and then boom, he shows up and tries to win the belt, and doesn't win it, and then you're done.
Exactly, and then he continues on with Barrett. Because they look like they're facing. They look like King Barrett and Sheamus is going towards facing the Dudleys now.
Which would be a good match.
Because the Dudleys are coming out of the New Day thing because they're saying, we didn't put this in here, but they're saying that the Usos are ready to go and they've been down at the Performance Center training to come back up, get the ring rust off to keep on moving up. So now we're having the Usos and New Day again, so they may put the titles on the Usos when they come back.
They don't need to because the New Day is so entertaining right now.
They do, but at the same time...
And they need to keep screwing everybody out and keeping the titles.
That's true. And then eventually they need to do a 6-man tag.
I mean, they
need to add a third person to a team.
I understand right now, break it off, change it up a little bit.
Well, because it was constantly Dudley.
But it should have been leading to a TLC table match.
It should have.
Yeah.
And you could also add in the other environment of having a third person and bringing Spike in. And even if it was in a tag match, regular tag match where Spike was on the outside to stop Xavier Woods from interfering.
Yeah,
and that's tough. You don't have to have a 6-man tag, but it would have been interesting that way.
But I do like Barrett because I like Barrett. I hate that every time he's doing something good, something happens.
Every time he gets a belt, he gets
so watch out for him. Maybe get tag team titles, and then no. But do you see Sheamus and Barrett being tag team champions in the future?
Well, they've both been, big in the singles divisions. I mean, what Sheamus has been doing,
mid-card
champion, world champion, whatever.
That's and Barrett hasn't. They've both been king of the ring.
They've both been king of the ring, exactly. King of the Europe. Anyway.
King of Europe.
Anyways, what's his name? Barrett's been, Intercontinental Champion a couple times. So, I mean, it's not a far stretch to say they could be a good tag team champions. I would like to see them have matching gear. I'd like to see them come out in the same ring music. Whether they mix the music up or not, I don't care. Whether they mix them two together like they did Show Miz and Jericho and Miz and all that.
Yeah, I don't like it when you're not. Yeah, you're right. I don't like that when you're not tough.
They need to mesh them together. I mean, they can
makes them feel like they're more of a team.
Right.
The two individuals.
They don't have to jump right into that. They can morph into that a little at a time, and that's totally fine. Because I got to get rid of the whole King.
Well, that is it for part 1. Ringside News of episode 80. Next week, he will probably start up on your WrestleCade as we are in the month of November.
We are in the month of November, so we got to wind her down.
He'll give you a good list of some people who's probably been signed.
Yes, well, I haven't looked at it lately, so we probably got some more people.
And then we'll talk about that next week on part 1.
And they've got a lot of news about their Showcase of Champions and stuff like that. All the different people involved in that.
So up next in part 2 is the pay-per-view review.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody, it is just bouncing. The counts are just bouncing off the wall.
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
As we were talking about Survivor Series 96, 97, 98, 99, and 2000. 5 Survivor Series.
That's true.
So come on back in a few clicks right here at Top Row Rally on the YouTube. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Jessica.
And welcome back to Top Row Rally.